guys, welcome to today's video. We're going to be doing a get ready with me. I've titled this Red Lips and Real Estate. Some of you may know I am going through the process of selling my house right now, which is exciting but super stressful at the same time. So I tried to think of something that kind of went along the lines of real estate. So one of my favorite looks is from the 50s, and this is kind of where I got my name, my channel name, Retro Beauty. I love, you know, the wing liner, the bright red lip, the high-waisted skirts. I mean, that's all right up my alley. So I thought I would go through one of my signature looks that I used to wear pretty much on a daily basis before I discovered glitter and other things. So I'm going to go through that, and we're just going to chat for a little bit. So I'm going to start off with primer. I'm using the Too Faced Hangover Primer. My skin is super dry right now. I've been pretty lazy at night and taking my makeup off with a makeup wipe, which I don't know if you know this, but a lot of the makeup wipes contain alcohol, and alcohol is horrible for drying out your skin, especially if you already have sensitive skin. So just, you know, keep that in mind. I'm not saying that's awful to use, just know ahead of time that you might want to double up with a moisturizer. My favorite foundation routine right now is actually mixing two, which I know sounds super high maintenance, but it comes off with a beautiful finish. I use the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear mixed with the BECCA Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundation. I use 2 pumps of this and one, this is actually a dropper. You kind of, excuse me. It's a really cool applicator. You twist it, it pops up, and it's a little dropper format. And I use one full dropper of that, and I mix them together. I really would enjoy this on its own. I have the shade Light, which you can probably see is super dark on me. So, you know, it works out. I mix it on my little glass tile here. So yes, I'm trying to sell my house and move closer. And I know it sounds crazy. I just bought this house 3 years ago, but I want to be closer to my work and where I go to church now. I drive currently right now about 30 minutes, which for a lot of people, especially if you live in a city, doesn't sound like a lot. But I am very much a homebody. You know, I'm super introverted, and home has always been a very important concept for me. You know, it's just, that's my safe place. That's where I enjoy spending my time. That's where I have memories. And as nostalgic and cheesy as it sounds, the idea of home is very important to me. So I wanted something, because I've kind of built a life in this community that I work in. You know, I feel like, you know, my life is there, but then I live somewhere else. It's just been very strange, and I'm not a morning person, so no stranger to that if you know me at all. Just kind of brush this on my face. I'm not a morning person at all, so in the mornings when I'm supposed to be at school at 7:30, so if I don't leave my house by 7, I'm late, and I ain't about that life. So if I can live closer and get an extra hour of sleep, I mean, why not, you know? Oh, man. I just got some of that in my hair. Looking great. Moon. Oh, I just kind of brushed that all over it. The reason I'm using this instead of going straight in with my brush is I've mixed it up on my little palette. It's not really a palette. It's a glass subway tile from Lowe's. I spent a total of like 36 cents on, so just stipple that in. I did mention in a makeup video earlier this year that this is my favorite application for foundation. I used to do this, and sometimes, you know, if you've gotten way too much product on your face, that's a good way to kind of tone it down. But if you're wanting the best coverage, then you want to stipple like this. Just kind of push that in. One of the things I'm finding super difficult about, you know, the whole selling real estate process is, you know, price range. I'm looking in more of a rural community, which if you're from a small town, you know that typically people, they live there, they grow up there, they inherit somebody's house, and then, you know, things just kind of stay in a family sense like that. So it's not like, whereas in like a bigger city where things, you know, there's houses going up for sale all the time. As you can see, this is a tad bit yellow on me. I like to put just a little bit, whatever I have left, I like to stipple on my cheeks. I'm not as concerned about the coverage up under my eye because, you know, I will be putting concealer down. And the concealer can help with, because this still is a tad bit dark for me, but my concealer is light. So, a little concealer tip, if you're wanting to brighten up your under eye area, because you can see, like, I mean, darkness bags, leftover mascara, whatever, because I'm too lazy to wash my face. If you want to brighten all that up and make it look, you know, like you've got your life together, you can get a concealer that is half a shade to a shade lighter than your foundation. For example, I did a video on this. I use the e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer in Light Peach. As you can see, I mean, it's at least a shade lighter than I would put all over my face. Now, I don't know if you can see, but right here, I've got a little bump from, it's right there, from using the makeup wipes. Have a little bump. So if you're wanting to conceal, say, breakouts, if you have melasma, if you have rosacea, things like that, you want to get the exact same shade as your foundation. Because if I'm concealing something right here and it's this light, it's going to call attention to it and it's just not cute. So I'm going to go in with my eyebrow pencil. I was just at Olive Garden with a friend, and our waiter, don't remember his name, but I just kept staring at his eyebrows. I mean, he had perfect eyebrows. They were just like shaved. I mean, not too much, but I just sat there and I'm thinking, is it weird to like tell this guy that he has perfect eyebrows? So I did, and of course he loved it. He said he spends a lot of time on them, which I understand because, you know, my eyebrows and my eye makeup is usually what takes me the longest. I envy the people that don't have to do their eyebrows. Look, I can't keep my bra strap up. That don't have to do their eyebrows. Super jealous. I don't know if you can tell, but I actually dyed my eyebrows this past time when I dyed my hair. And I was thinking, oh Lord, this is either going to be the biggest mistake of my life or the best thing I've ever done. So I looked up a YouTube video on how to dye your eyebrows with hair dye, and figured out if you put like petroleum jelly around it, kind of like a barrier so you don't get it all over your skin. And then I used a Q-tip and, you know, dabbed the dye all over. And I didn't leave it on for the full 30 minutes because I was honestly kind of scared. So I left it on for about 10, 12-ish minutes and then wiped it off. And at first, you guys, my eyebrows were pink. So I sat there and held my breath for what felt like 3 days. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to go to work tomorrow. I've just ruined my face. I don't know what to do. But it turns out it was the dye that had gotten on my skin. And you know, like if you're a redhead and you dye your hair kind of around the perimeter, it does turn a pinkish color. So I got some makeup remover and put it on these little cotton pads and just scrubbed the living daylights out of my eyebrows to get that dye off my skin. And I think they turned out alright. It definitely matches my hair better, which I love. This eyebrow pencil, I don't know if I mentioned that. It's from ColourPop, which is a super affordable brand. And now they are actually, you used to have to order it online, which was super annoying because if you're like me, I may drop $50 on makeup, but if I have to pay $5 shipping, I'm mad. So I wouldn't order a whole lot. But now it's carried in my local Ulta store, so super great. This is only $5. And yeah, do I love Anastasia? Absolutely. But when I can get pretty much the exact same thing for $5 versus, you know, $20, I could buy 4 of these before I could buy one of the Anastasias. So I'd much rather splurge on something like lipsticks or eyeshadows or things like that that are different, not, you know, an eyebrow pencil. So there's that. Gonna go in my concealer. This is actually one of my favorite steps because it's like once you get your concealer and the powder on, it's just like your whole face looks more put together. Alright, where's my beauty blender? I've gotten back into using my beauty blender. If you wet it, it really is a game changer. Oh, I forgot to put it on my nose. So one of the really sucky things about trying to sell your house is keeping it ridiculously clean all the time. It's annoying. And like the first thing I want to do when I get home is take my clothes off, take my bra off, and just, you know, put on my pajamas. But you've got to like keep that kind of stuff up because, you know, at any moment your realtor might be like, hey, yo, we want to show your house at 5. And, you know, super annoying. And this coming week is my spring break. And you know, like any teacher, I was super excited to turn my alarms off today. And I was thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to get to sleep in. I'm not going to have to wake up early. I'm going to get to, you know, live like a normal human being. But no, like I can't lay in bed all day. What if somebody decides they want to buy or look at my house, you know? So, I know it's like a first world problem, but it's still annoying. I'm just hoping it sells quickly because I do not adjust well to change, and just the thought of having to go through this whole process, especially for an extended period of time, stresses me out to no end. But on the plus side, my sister gave me an Apple TV for Christmas because I got a TV to go in my bedroom, which, you know, game changer because now I, you know, don't want to get out of bed. But she gave me her old Apple TV. So, because I don't have like Dish or, you know, DirecTV or anything like that. All I have is Netflix and Hulu. I mean, I can get both of them for under $20 a month. So, why not, you know? And I do that going in with the eye primer. Sorry, I forgot to tell y'all. But she gave me her Apple TV. And I've been using this little remote, which carries, I think it's like a battery like you'd put in a watch. And it has been dying, which makes it super hard because now it only works half the time because the battery's dying. And guys, I know I'm late to the game on this, but I just found out I can use my phone as a remote for my TV. And oh my goodness. So I have this huge king size bed, live by myself with 2 dogs. I'm laying smack dab in the middle of this bed that's essentially an island. And I had to go to Five Below and buy a 10-foot phone cord so I could lay in the middle of my bed and change the channel. I mean, I felt pretty awesome. So I'm going in. Now, one of the things I love about this look is the eye look is very basic. You will see minimal shadow, huge wing. I mean, nothing like Amy Winehouse or anything, but pretty decent wing, and then a bold lip. Now, when you're doing your makeup, one of the things I kind of like to think about, I mean, you do you, whatever makes you happy. What I like to do is if I'm going really bold and crazy on the eye, I like to kind of keep it kind of neutral on the lips. If I'm going really bold on the lips, I don't want to go really crazy. You know, I don't want to be mistaken for like a call girl or anything. So, I'm going to lay down, wrong eyeshadow brush. I'm using my Tartelette palette. I finally bought one of the originals, which is all matte, and I'm trying not to blind you guys. But so far, I'm still kind of feeling it out. Don't know 100% how I feel about it. But I'm going to go in with a pale cream shade all over the lid. So, I need some good show recommendations, guys. I'm the kind of person that when I watch, I like to binge watch. I don't hop around from show to show. Like when I find something, I want to watch that and just kind of go through the whole series. And then when that's over, find something else. But I'm in a major show hole because I'm running out of things to watch. I finished The Good Doctor, and oh my gosh, y'all, it's so good. I work with special needs students, so kind of hits home with the whole autism, and he does a really good job. And I know if you work with or know people on the spectrum, it's really hard to kind of nail down typical behaviors because it's called a spectrum for a reason. You know, not any two cases are going to be just alike. I'm taking a very light toned brown, just kind of buffing it a little bit in my crease. I do want a tad bit of color to give my eye definition so it doesn't just look like I smeared concealer all over my eye. But I want the focus to be on the wing and my lipstick. So, but yeah, if you guys have any show recommendations, drop them down below. I really like cop type shows. If you're really into like investigation shows, you need to watch Cold Justice. That is so good. This lady takes on these cold cases that some of them are like 20 years old. And she goes in and helps the local police, you know, revisit the case, maybe collect new evidence. And they have solved, I think last time I checked in, they had solved over like 30 something cases, which is awesome. Because if you think about their families and stuff that are trying to get, you know, closure. So, one of the things, I know I'm jumping around, guys. I'm super ADD today. It's Friday. I have spring break next week. So, don't really have a care in the world today. One of the things that makes me really nervous about the real estate process, and I know people are like, Abby, you just need to quit whining about it and get over it. You know, like, what if my house sells? Or, you know, obviously I have to accept the offer, but what if I have offers on my house? I haven't found a house that I want to go to, and all that. It's just, I'm ready to get it over with. I'm ready to have my new house. I'm ready to be settled. I hate moving. I hate packing. It all sucks. And of course, it's IEP season. So now I'm going to go, you can see, super, super basic on the eyes. I'm going to go in with my liner. I'm using the Tattoo liner from Kat Von D. What I really love about this for creating a wing is the brush tip. If you're trying to get a really sharp wing, to me that's the easiest way. Felt tip liners are also very good. I have found it almost impossible to get a really clean wing with a pencil. It's just not my thing. I like the clean lines and the sharpness of a liquid, and if I'm going to do a wing, I want a brush tip. So, not going to be able to talk through this, because if you've done winged eyeliner before, you know that it can smell fierce. So, I'm just going to fast forward through this part, and I'll see you on the other end. Alright, I think they're pretty even. Have not done that in a while. For some reason, it's like I hold my breath. I'm going to go in with mascara last, because I am going to douse my face in setting spray to kind of even everything out. So for a little bit, it's probably going to look kind of funky, because I'm not wearing, what's it called? Mascara. I'm going to go in with contour and bronzer. The contour that I'm using is my Col-Lab Major bronzer. This brush, don't even know. It's a Luxie 1010 small contour. I love this for just getting in this little area right here to create a little bit of a shadow and make your face not look so chubby. It's like Spanx for your face. It's awesome. Typically, when I do more of a retro look, it is more matte. Unless you're, you know, doing like 20s or something like that. Not a whole lot of glitter, which, you know, I love both, so. But in these types of looks, the finish I go for is typically matte. I'm going to go in with my bronzer. I'm using the, if I can get it open, the Marc Jacobs Omega bronzer. This kind of smells like coconut, which, depending on what kind of mood I'm in, depends on whether or not I enjoy it. If you want something that's pretty much a dupe, not 100%, but I'm saying like 98.9%, you can get the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. They smell almost identical. Not completely matte finish, more of a satin, kind of, you know, a natural look. Because you've seen people with tans, they kind of have this natural glow to their skin. So that's what it makes you look like. I just like to bronze my forehead and the sides. If you want to kind of contour a little double chin area, you do that. Make sure if you're doing this step that you blend really well. You don't want any harsh lines or it looks like you're dirty and you need to take a bath. Blend, blend, blend. Alright, now I'm ready for blush, and this is my all-time favorite shade of blush. This is one I have actually hit pan on and had to buy a new one, which if you've seen my collection, you know that's super rare because I have a ton to choose from, so I typically don't run out of a whole lot of stuff. But this is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in the shade Party, which in the pan doesn't look like much. You're thinking that's super pale, that will never show up on me. But it gives you this like dusty rose, perfect shade that goes with almost any look. It's not too loud. It's just the right amount of color. Absolutely love it. And the Tarte blushes, the staying power on these are great. Looks like enough. Get a little bit more. Okay, I'm gonna move on to highlight. I'm gonna do highlight first. This is one that I've just recently purchased. It's the Ofra highlighter in Star Island. If you're wanting a highlight that signals satellites from space and you're wanting a really beaming, blinding highlight, definitely go with Ofra. I mean, look at that. Super shimmery. One of my highlighter tips I like to do, hit the high points of your cheek, but I like to go up right here against the outer portion of my eye because I feel like it adds some brightness to my face and to my eyes. I really like that. So just be careful. Like if you have a wing, don't go over it. Just go right underneath. I like to hit in the middle of my nose, right there, and right here above my lips. Highlighter, kind of like the name, you know, it is where light draws. So when you're putting on contour or bronzer, that creates a shadow. So it's almost like a slimming effect. Deeper here, and then the highlight right here makes this stand out a little bit more, if that makes sense at all. But it's where the light draws. So you want to put shade where you want to kind of suck in, and then light where you want it to stand out. So, you know, trying to explain something that really should have only taken 2 seconds. But if you put it right there on the top of your lips, it actually makes your lips look just a little bit bigger. You can probably hear I am looking for my lipstick. I'm gonna do lips, and then I'm gonna go in my mascara. I'm going in with one of my all-time favorite lipsticks, guys. I have like a weird emotional attachment to this. So like I said, I love all things vintage, all things like 50s, 40s, things like that. And this brand, Besame Cosmetics, speaks to my soul. Like if I invented a brand, it'd be this. Like the packaging is very vintage, and what they do is take actual lipstick shades from different decades or different time periods or different artists, like Marilyn Monroe, who had a signature red. They take samples of that and they recreate it in a lab. So it's, you know, the exact shade of red that was, you know, famous during the 50s. And they make, I mean, the packaging, gold, it's got writing. You can't see it on film, but writing on it. I mean, it smells like vanilla frosting. It's got this little chisel tip. And, I mean, absolutely beautiful. And for this to be a cream lipstick, the staying power is insane. If you apply it, kind of blot, and then put just a little bit more. I like to put a little bit more right here in the middle. And then, you know, go throughout your day. That color's in there for the long haul. And I just love the brand, everything. You know, just kind of speaks to my old soul. I am going in with a lip liner because sometimes I'm a little messy when I apply a cream lipstick. So, my lip liner is by Kokie. Don't really know what shade it is. Oh, 516 True Red. Here is, I look really crazy right now, but here's one of my tricks to make sure that I define my Cupid's bow, is to put an X here in the middle. And then once you've got that X shape, you can follow the rest of your lip. Now I'm ready to go in with my lipstick. This is the Besame Cosmetics Red Velvet Cream Lipstick. And at first I used to think that this chisel shape was really weird. But when you're doing the top lip, and you're wanting to get that defined Cupid's bow, it is perfect. So a little tip, if you happen to be like me and get kind of a little messy around the edges, you can take a concealer brush. I'm just using the leftover foundation on here. I didn't put anything new. And I just kind of go around the edges. So there's that. I'm going to finish up with mascara and then we're going to be done, guys. For my top lashes, I'm using my IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. Oh, wait, no. I'm going to spray my face. Setting spray. Yeah, I forgot. Now I'm going to go in with my mascara. I like to go in with 2 coats because I like super dramatic lashes. Alright, I'm going to let that coat dry a little bit. For my bottom lashes, I'm trying something new. This could be a disaster. It's the Marcel Ultimate Volume Nano. What I liked about this one, I mean, look how tiny that little brush is. So, hopefully this doesn't mess everything up. No, not too bad. Got a little fleck of something there. Okay, not too bad. Now that that top coat for the top lashes is a little bit dry, I'm going to add another coat. This is a good tip if you're wanting false looking lashes. I mean, I don't know if you can see just the difference in those two eyes, but alright, there you have it, guys. Here's my signature 50s style look. I love to do this look all the time. I wanted to leave you guys with a little tip. You can see, struggling with this top. I have on a cold shoulder top, and one of the things that I really enjoy doing is using bronzer on the body. So I have this giant fluffy brush, and I'll just swirl it around in here, and I'll hit my shoulders. If you're, I mean, you can put bronzer on your legs. I like to give the appearance that I'm actually tan, you know, not a pale princess. But I just like to hit that if I'm going to wear it, especially if it's the summertime. I think it gives a great look. If you have a bronzer with a little bit of shimmer in it, perfect. But yeah, there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed me talking about all my real estate anxiety and fun things, you know, weirdly complimenting waiters at Olive Garden. So, hope you enjoyed it. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. Give comments down below. Don't forget to let me know what kind of shows I should be watching on Netflix or Hulu. And if you're like me, enjoying your spring break, I hope you have a great time, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.